Hi folks, welcome to LMP3 at the Nurburgring GP. Finally a decent race circuit, so let's crack on with it. Right then, fast lap done and dusted, and let me show you everything here. The info tab for you, we are using the fixed iRacing setup, track temp of 85 Fahrenheit, and a moderate usage of 44% is what I always use to these guides. So have a check on what the race session is, because the temperature should be pretty spot on, but the moderate usage might be different, so bear that in mind. The lap tab I'm going to show you now. This was quite awkward. I actually went into this and thought this is going to be friggin' awesome. Nice high-ish downforce car. You know, good circuit. Might not be the quickest on the straight, but this thing isn't that quick on the straight anyway, but good through the corners. Really looking forward to it. It was as slippery as ice. It was so slidey out there. It was ridiculous. Like, you got in on the power in like second gear, traction control going blah, really getting in the way and annoying. Half spins turn into full spins because traction control comes in and saves you, even though it induces the spin even more. Really frustrating, if I'm brutally honest. So my lap times are everywhere due to a lot of mistakes. I mean, I don't know if you can see on camera there. You can see this tyre mark of this here, of just the understeer coming into this corner. I was really hoping this car would feel amazing around here, and it unfortunately didn't. So I hope it's better for race week, but around here I was not completely happy. So the lap I'm actually going to show you is lap 27, because it's a little bit closer to when I got a new car than what Lee's laps were here, and then I was getting to the low 52s. So this is actually a mid 52, so 27 is a 152.485, but I did get a little bit quicker towards the end again, so I can get down into the low 52s, and my optimal, which I'll show you here, is a 51.8. So I do have a little bit of pace to find, and literally it's just down to getting a better exit and reducing that traction control input. I'd imagine the open setup will easily be, I didn't do an open setup test here unfortunately, but the open setup will be in the 50s, 100% easy. It gets so much nicer on lighter fuel, it gets really, really more comfortable. And yeah, easily into the 50s, bordering 49s maybe, so that's my estimations for this week. It's a big old circuit, it's going to be much better for the open series with the multi-class, plenty of places to actually overtake as well. But just be cautious, if it is as slippery as what I think it will be, just do some practice and get used to the car sliding all over the place and things like that. But yeah, Discord, OLAP, BLAP, telemetry, and replay file will all be in there for you. Also, Garage61 as well, my telemetry and everything will be on there. It's a telemetry website tool that is free to use, and I'm not affiliated with them. It's just a very useful feature that you can see what goes on the lap on there as well. So very, very useful. There are links down there for them. Otherwise, I think that's enough of me waffling. So yeah, let's crack on with the guide. Right then, Nurburgring GP, and yeah, finally we're at a nice big open circuit, which should be good for multi-class as well, but we are hunting down for turn 1, and we're braking just as the grass starts there on the left-hand side before the 100-metre board. Brake in a nice heavy straight line, and then as the speed breathes off, take off the brakes. You don't want to lock a tyre in here. Turn it in nice and easy just before the end of the curbing, or when you see the bollard if you've got triple monitors. I do miss the apex, but it's not too bad. I'm just carrying that minimum speed around there, and there's only a short little straight here to turn 2, so I'm not too worried about that. So coming through here, as you go over the crest, there's a slight crest there, lift off, let the car settle into the corner. There is bags of understeer through this corner in any car you drive around here, so just be easy, make sure you don't run wide, because if you run wide over there, it's an off track, which is really, really annoying. This awkward corner, now we want to peel away from the curb just before the AstroTurf ends on the right. Nice and easy through here, nice and gentle. Take it very gently through here. We really want to compromise this corner. We want to stay on this left-hand side curb as long as possible. Bit of throttle and then a bit of a lift through here. You can cut this curb a little bit, but be careful, there is an off-track. And if you get it right, you should be able to run wide here and not get an off-track. If you run wide a little bit earlier or a little bit wider, then you can get a slow off-track there, so be cautious. Now we're getting up to speed where downforce works, so we can actually brake quite late here. So just at the end of the, well, as the other layout stops, that last cone will do. Get into the camber of the corner, really follow this corner way around, really compromise it as well, because we want to open up this corner here as well. Brake just before the curb end on the left hand side, nice and easy through here. Get on throttle as early as you can, and nice late apex, because it's a good run down to the hairpin here, so we need to get a good exit to really maximize our lap time and also a good overtaking opportunity. So speeding forward now, we are following it down the hill, and we want to brake when we see that sort of straight line into the braking zone. Be careful, there is an off track on entry if you take too much curb on the left, so be cautious. Get into the camber of the corner as well and watch for people locking up. You see a little bit of smoke there from the person up in front, so just be cautious about that. It's easy to do around there when you turn and braking at the same time. Get a good exit, use a little bit of the exit curb, not too much because you don't want to bottom out the car. Bring the car over to the right hand side for the S's now. You can use a little bit of curb on entry and absolutely smash this one on the apex here, but be careful it doesn't push the car too far wide, because if you touch the gravel over there, there is an off track, so be cautious about that one. Now, bring the car right over to the right-hand side now, and we want to brake just as the sort of before the 100-meter board and the AstroTurf or grass starts. Be easy through here. Get into the camber of the corner. You can take loads of curb through that one, and be cautious of exit. You can use a little bit of curb, but don't run too far wide. Again, another off-track. Brake about here in kind of no man's land, and we need to get a good exit around here. It's a long lunge, it's a long run down into the final chicane, so be cautious and make sure you get a good exit. Slow in, fast out. So you can see the car ahead. There might be a question about slipstream. He was about 2.5 seconds ahead, so there's going to be no slipstream effect. Normally slipstream is about 0.8, 0.6 in these things. It is strong when you get up there, but not very strong when you're far distance. About between the 100 and the 50 board, you want to start braking. Brake quite heavy and attack this corner, but miss that. Do not touch anything to do with that bollard or that curbing. It will send you into space, so bear that in mind. Do not run too far wide and do not use too much of this curb. It will bottom out the car. Last corner braking point is where that crack actually appears in the road, which is very handy, to be honest. Again, we need a good exit out of this corner, so slow in, make sure you hug the curb, and you build up that throttle quite quickly. Do not run wide here because the exit curve is not very wide. You can get an off track if you take a little bit more than that, but there is a gravel trap out there as well, so be cautious about running there. Otherwise, that is it. Done and dusted. It is going to be so much nicer to be on a nice wider track. It's going to be easier in the Falcon Tires one because we've actually got space to overtake the GT4s, and we're rocking here in a 1:52.485. As mentioned, I think I should be in the low 52s, but be careful. I did find it very slippery in practice. I hope that's just a practice thing, and in the race we are going to have a bit more grip. But yeah, go out, do some practice sessions, and see what it's like for yourself. Otherwise, the open setup, I will be surprised if I don't see aliens doing 49s in the open setup series of this. So yeah, bear that in mind if you are rocking times for that race series. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Hope you this helps you out, and you can like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.